Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Master League showcasing another very strong team featuring Kyurem. And this team is a battle submission courtesy of Fishmeister. A member of my Discord was having a lot of success with this team and was kind enough to submit the battles for us to enjoy. So many thanks to Fishmeister for the battle submission. And yeah, this is a very solid team, very fun team for the Master League. Glaciate on Kyurem was an amazing addition. It used to have Icy Wind, but they took that away, and it got Glaciate not too long ago, and that was a massive improvement on Kyurem. And also on the team, we've got Lugia on the save swap. Lugia, one of the more reliable save swap options, because even at a type disadvantage, due to its extreme bulk, it is able to often flip switch or grab a shield advantage, which is never a bad thing. And in the back, we've got Groudon. Groudon needs no explanation. Holy smokes, what a closer. Groudon OP. This whole team very solid and strong overall in the Master League. Man, I'm excited to dive into these battles. Kyurem is very interesting for the Master League, but here we go. Not with a lead like this. This is a nightmare lead. Melmetal core breaks the team a little bit. But guys, like I said, Lugia, although at a type disadvantage, can absolutely put in work. They are going to max out on energy completely and go for Rock Slide number 1. And they are going to immediately throw Rock Slide number 2. Melmetal needs 3 to KO. And if Lugia can land the Aeroblast, it will do quite a bit of resisted damage. That is the power of Aeroblast. It is an amazing move. That does a lot. That's a lot of resisted damage, and Fishmeister gets the screenshot that will undoubtedly appear in the Discord at some point, I would imagine. They do take out the Lugia, so now got a bit of a decision to make. You really don't want to bring Kyurem in onto this Melmetal, and they are basically within Fire Punch range, so they're going to throw a move, likely Superpower and Retreat into a Dragonite. So that's an amazing answer to a Groudon. But Switch Timer is up, and they have locked their Dragonite in onto this Kyurem here. Of course, Kyurem can hit for super effective all across the board, but so can Dragonite. And having to now give up shields. Gonna fire off the Glaciate here, and I would imagine possibly grab a shield. That would do quite a bit, yeah. Grabbing the shield, that's double super effective. That would have KO'd. And they are gonna fire off another move. So this Dragonite is running Dragon Tail, which means that Fishmeister can get the farm down and can also time the moves more effectively. So down a shield, down 2 shields, had to go give up the shields to maintain alignment, but that is quite all right. Gonna fire off the Glaciate, doesn't quite KO, but does have a guaranteed chance to lower that attack and gets the farm down. Holy smokes, Kyurem going off on this team here, and they've got a shiny Groudon of their own in the back. Gonna bait with a Fire Punch and grabs the shield. That is an amazing bait and can now safely go for the Precipice Blades here. It will not KO, and Fishmeister did decide to play to the CMP. That's a bit risky. I guess looking at the CP, yeah, it was a good bet that would win CMP, and now it is a race, and Fishmeister makes it to the Dragon Claw. Holy smokes, Kyurem getting to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Groudon with the screenshot yet again. That, again, I'm sure will appear in the Discord at some point. That's going to be a good game. Well played. What a fun team running Kyurem on the lead. You back it up with 2 staples of the Master League, and that is a lot of fun. But this lead here is not fun at all, and Fishmeister staying in. Those holy smokes, those bullet punches were absolutely shredding. Of course, they are super effective with the ice typing. Tried to catch a Meteor Mash on the Lugia. Wasn't quite successful there. They just got a little bit more farm. They tanked the Meteor Mash, and the opponent makes a play into a shiny Gyarados here. So, Lugia is going to tank the Aqua Tail here and look to fire off the Aeroblast. I would imagine this would likely grab the shield or do a lot of damage. That does grab the shield. And I guess, yeah, Lugia doing what it does best. That is grab shields or flip switch. Not much more you can ask for there. So far, between Metagross and Gyarados, kind of a nightmare for Kyurem a little bit, but does land the Glaciate, and they are going to fire off a Crunch here. It does not KO. And, of course, Kyurem is taking super effective, but is able to get the farm down, leaving with minimal health here. And they do come in with the Shadow Metagross, going to make the play into Groudon. And I would imagine, yeah, gonna have to start shielding because these Shadow Meteor Mashes are no joke, and they make an amazing catch onto a Groudon. That's an insane play. Good play by the opponent, catching that onto the Garchomp. And now got a decision to make here. A Outrage would do a lot, but they go Earth Power there. Maybe they are running Sand Tomb, and they get the defense drop. So things are not going so well for Fishmeister here, but going to fire off this Precipice Blades, and they let that go with a screenshot. Oh my goodness, that was insane. And now going to go for the Fire Punch on the Metagross, likely grabbing the final shield. They absolutely have to shield, and going to throw Kyurem in here to get off that Glaciate. I don't imagine it KOs, but what's most important is that it lowers that attack, and that did a lot of resisted damage. Holy smokes. And now one Mud Shot does the trick. Holy smokes. Had to tap dance around that one, but my goodness, got it done in the end with this team. Good game, well played. Oh, this team is a lot of fun. Big thanks to Fishmeister once again for the battle submission. Here we go. Finally, a positive lead. Would you know? And they make a play into a Zacian on the safe swap. So going to build up some energy and catch what should be a play rough, or could be a close combat as well, but not likely. It's a play rough. That's a beautiful catch by Fishmeister here, and Groudon can do quite well up against Zacian here. Gonna go for the Precipice Blades, and if they let this go, it would do a lot of damage and grabbing the shield. So the opponent is likely looking to go for the back-to-back close combat, as Groudon is definitely within close combat range at this point. Gonna shield, and yeah, gonna double shield Groudon to control the alignment. They showed one fairy. There could absolutely be a second in the back. So going to fire off this Precipice Blades here. Not ideal timing, but that is okay. And the Zacian does let it go, electing to come in, keep the shield for Giratina to perhaps do something. But Groudon's got something to say about that. Makes it 2. One final Precipice Blades, I would imagine, and grabs the final shield. So shields are now down on both ends. And they should just throw the Ominous Wind here. That's more than enough to take it out, and they do. So now can easily align Kyurem back onto the Giratina, but they've got another fairy in the back, just as I had suspected. It comes in the form of a beautiful shiny Xerneas here. So now obviously going to come in with Lugia. They're going to go Moonblast. You cannot go close combat. Xerneas does run Moonblast. And close combat, that is the standard moveset, along with Tackle as the fast move. So shields are down. You absolutely go for this Arrow Blast. Going to do big damage on the Xerneas. My goodness, Lugia, such a clutch Pokemon for the Master League. It is quite nice. They do go Moonblast. That's not going to KO, but Xerneas will get the farm down. And now could farm down, but not going to risk it. Going to just go for the Dragon Claw. That'll be enough, although double resisted. We say bye-bye to the Xerneas. And now it is looking like smooth sailing from here. Kyurem can do quite well up against Giratina, even when shields are down, especially when you've got Glaciate that can lower the attack and deal super effective damage. So now this Giratina can throw Shadow Balls all they want. It will not matter. Kyurem will absolutely make it to the Dragon Claw, and this should seal the deal for this team. We are saying bye-bye to the Giratina, and just like that, Kyurem has cleaned up the endgame beautifully, closing the game strong. That's going to be a good game well played. And this team, very solid, even able to work its way out of lead losses. So let's see what we can do here. We had a Melmetal. That is a nightmare lead for Kyurem. Got to make the play into Lugia. The team does get core broken by a strong steel type like Melmetal, but not impossible as we saw in a previous battle. Melmetal does need 3 Rock Slides to KO. They're going to fire off Rock Slide number 2 here. And of course it will not KO, but Lugia has to land the Aero Blast to get some meaningful damage, and they catch it onto a Groudon. Very interesting. I don't know about this play. I think you want to tank the resisted damage and then make the play in the Groudon, because this is basically just sacking the Groudon at this point. But because Lugia does tank a Fire Punch. Lugia is about as tanky as it gets, despite the CP, which is absolutely insane. Lugia probably, arguably, I think it might be the tankiest Pokemon. I haven't checked, but I would not be surprised if it were. And Lugia does take out the Groudon quite easily. So now they're going to come back in with Melmetal, and I would imagine go for the farm down. Yeah, Lugia is not quite going to make it to a move, and now the Melmetal has some loaded energy. But little do they know, there's a Groudon lurking in the back. So going to wait down the switch timer. I think you just want to come in. You don't really need to wait the switch timer there, because you want the Melmetal to be kind of locked in. They're going to go for a superpower, and I would imagine retreat into a Togekiss. So this is not looking good at all. Melmetal was pretty bad to begin with, but they've got a Togekiss in the back. This is not looking too good. Gonna throw Kyurem in here just to do what it can. Glaciate does have a guaranteed chance to lower the attack, grabbing a shield in the process and not able to make it to another move. So now Groudon's got some heavy lifting here to do. This is not looking too good. They're gonna go Flamethrower. Gotta shield everything at this point. And going for a Precipice Blades. Not what you want to do. I can understand thinking that it might do more, but a Fire Punch actually does about the same amount of damage as a Precipice Blade. So that is a massive waste of energy. Slight misplay there. You always just want to be going Fire Punch up against the Flyers. If it's a Dragon, it's a little bit different. But yeah, like a Dragonite or Rayquaza, but it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. Groudon not able to quite get it done, but good effort nonetheless. Good game, well played. Oh man, guys, I gotta say, I've been very impressed with Kyurem in the Master League. It is putting in work for sure, but again, not with a lead like this. My goodness, can't catch a break with these Steel-type leads. Making the catch successfully, though. Predicting that they would throw immediately and catching that onto Lugia. It was not likely that they would have gone Drill Run on the Kyurem, but as you can see, Lugia tanks that a lot more comfortably than Kyurem would. Gonna fake a Aero Blast. It were one off, but the opponent may have lost track of the counts. They do grab the shield with the Sky Attack bait here, and gonna tank all of these Rock Slides. Excadrill needs 3 to KO, and Lugia can fire off another Sky Attack. Not gonna make it to an Aero Blast in time, and they do know that that is a Sky Attack, and they did tank that. Does a decent amount of resisted damage, I must say. And Excadrill gonna look to take out the Lugia here. That does KO, of course. And now, gonna come in with Kyurem, and oh, it looks like they blind through. Is this the Rock Slide? It looks like, oh, they blind through the Rock Slide. Oh, you absolutely love to see it. Holy smokes. And they've got a Togekiss in the back, but Kyurem had some energy stored. Gonna fire off the Glaciate. Not too many places, it seems, for Kyurem to go. Gonna align it here and do what it can. Grabbing a shield, that is beautiful. That is gonna take a little bit of the sting off of these super effective charms, and this is a Ancient Power, and with the attack drop, it does not KO, allowing Kyurem to hang on long enough to get off another super effective Glaciate, further lowering the attack on the Togekiss. You love to see it. And now Groudon up 2 shields is looking pretty good here. I'm going to fire off the Fire Punch. That's going to be more than enough to take out the Togekiss. We know that Excadrill is hanging on by a thread. The question is, what do they... Oh my goodness, it's a Dialga. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. This Dialga has no shield. They did not account for a Groudon. We are saying bye-bye to the Dialga with the screenshot for the Discord. Holy smokes. Groudon going on a rampage, cleaning up this endgame. We are saying bye-bye to the Excadrill as well. My goodness, Groudon 2 shield flexing to close strong. Good game, well played. Oh, that poor opponent in the previous battle did not account for Groudon, and Groudon absolutely went off. And speaking of, we got a nice shiny Groudon here, under-leveled, but that is okay. You gotta work with what you've got here. And this is just Fire Punch. They didn't even bother building up to the potential Precipice Blades, so no need to tank that. That hits for neutral damage. You're going to fire off a super effective Glaciate, grabbing a shield from Groudon. That is very interesting to see. And now they did finally actually threaten with Precipice Blades. Might have, yeah, gonna shield this. Now, even on shields, forcing them to swap. They swap into a Dialga, gonna fire off this Glaciate here and lower the attack. They definitely don't need to shield this, but they do shield. Holy smokes, maybe the opponent not familiar with the moveset on Kyurem. So, shielding out of caution, I would presume, and the attack has been lowered, and this is just an Iron Head. No need to shield this at all. Groudon, quite tanky. And now this Dialga has no shields, and my goodness. Oh, going for another Precipice Blades. We say bye-bye with the screenshot for the Discord, and they've got a Mewtwo with no shields. This is lights out. Holy smokes. Groudon popping off yet again in the Master League. You love to see it doing big damage. Another screenshot for the Discord, adding insult to injury to the Mewtwo. No need to shield this. This is lights out for our opponent here. Holy smokes. Can come in with either one, really, farm down, and yeah, it is over. And the opponent realizes that as they do top left. Holy smokes, how impressive is this team? Good game, well played. Man, Lugia didn't even see the field in that last one. Kyurem and Groudon going 2v3 to close strong. And here we go, Snorlax lead. You don't see these too often in the Open Master League these days. Generally a Master Premier Pokemon, which it does do very well there. But gonna fire off this Glaciate. Snorlax, of course, can tank that, no problem. And now, because they lowered the attack, can call this. It is a Body Slam bait, and they retreat into a Groudon of their own. So can immediately just go into Lugia here. That way you don't have to tank this, but it's just a Fire Punch. And the opponents, I don't know if they are confused with the typings or don't know the stat product on Kyra, but they're throwing neutral Fire Punches, not even building up. Baited with, or just threw a Glaciate, grabbing a shield, and now making the play into Lugia. Again, you don't need to stay in there to do that. Lugia is quite solid against Groudon, but with the attack lowered, that does even more laughable damage to Lugia. It was laughable damage before the attack drop, and now it is even more laughable, that is. And gonna fire off the Sky Attack here on the Groudon. They may just decide to cut their losses here and let that go. They do. And they make the play in. Back into Snorlax, looking to realign here and get in some super effective damage with these licks. And this is just a Body Slam. That does no damage to Lugia. Lugia is so bulky, it is insane. Gonna fire off the Sky Attack here and see what they want to do. They may not want to go completely down on shields, and they don't. They let it go. And my goodness, Lugia on a roll. They do top left. We don't even get to see the third. Holy smokes, that's going to be a good game. Well played. And these battles have been tons of fun. Big thanks to Fishmeister yet again for the battle submission. And here we go. Picking up a positive lead. Comes in the form of Shiny Giratina. Giratina does not win this matchup, and they should not be staying in. Gonna fire off with Dragon Claw. You do want to just go straight Glaciate in this matchup. Both moves hit for super effective, and Glaciate has the guaranteed attack drop. But that is fine, grabbing an early shield in the process, and because we did not lower the attack, having the shield, the Shadow Ball shields are now even. I don't know what this Giratina is doing. They should definitely not be staying in on this lead. That means that they are likely very weak to a Kyurem in the back, and grabbing the second shield, that was insane on the CMP. And this is just an ominous win. Don't need to shield this whatsoever, and Kyurem can safely farm down the Giratina. No problem, leaving relatively healthy, up a shield. And they've got a Lugia in the back. So this is likely what was avoiding Kyurem, but they should have just safe swapped Lugia. I don't know. I don't know about that play, fully sacking Giratina and giving up both shields in the process, and they've got an Excadrill in the back, so Lugia can do quite well here, despite the type disadvantage. Taking super effective from the Rock Slides, they do need 3 to KO, and Aeroblast absolutely does a metric ton of damage to the little squishy mole known as Excadrill here. I'm gonna just overfarm by 1 and go for the Aeroblast here. Doesn't quite KO, but does big damage to the Excadrill. That is insane resisted damage. Holy smokes. I know Excadrill is squishy, but my goodness. That's a lot of resisted damage. And gonna shield up the final Rock Slide as they do go down to a Dragon Tail. And now all they have left is this Lugia. Does lose the CMP tie as does have 14 attacks, so we'll lose CMP ties to most other Lugias in the Master League. We're going to chip with this Sky Attack, not making it to an Aeroblast. Going to throw Kyurem in, tried to make it to a move, but those Dragon Tails from Lugia are hitting for super effective. And now Groudon should be able to clean this up quite nicely. We'll only need 2 Fire Punches to take out this Lugia and absolutely tanks an Aeroblast, which I do imagine that is the play for the opponent, but it is not gonna happen. They are at the Aeroblast here, but as I mentioned, it does not KO and can just throw the fire. Oh, gonna go for the Precipice Blades BM, excuse me. For the screenshot for Discord, holy smokes. Adding insult to injury with the Precipice Blades BM to close strong. Holy smokes, that is the team, my friends. Big thanks to Fishmeister for the battle submissions. Always much appreciated. Kyurem was tons of fun. Absolutely put in the work in the Master League. You just got to back it up with some solid and proven Pokemon in the back, and those do come in the form of Lugia and Groudon, allowing Kyurem to have some fun in the Master League. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you guys.